Welcome back to the channel. It's been a while. Some stuff going on in real life, crazy things. You don't want to hear about that. Let's talk about what just got announced. We've got Zul'Aman. I think that's how you say that. Coming out in just a few days. And I think what I'm thinking as a Fury Warrior is what kind of gear? What kind of new gear is going to be out here? Is it better than what we can get in Black Temple? Is it worth going? So today I want to dive in, check out the different types of gear that's going to come from Zul'Aman, look at the pieces of gear from a Fury Warrior perspective, compare it to the existing BIS lists we have on Wowhead to see where it stacks up, and go through all the different things we can get. So let's go ahead, get right into that. But before we get started, guys, if you don't mind dropping a like and subscribing to the channel. I've been gone for a while, had some real life stuff going on, but we're back now, ready to make videos, ready just to have some fun. We got Wrath on the horizon, but let's focus on what's going on now. That's Zul'Aman, and let's close out TBC Classic strong. So boys, let's get right into it. So let's go ahead and take a look here. So I wanted to start off by, let's look at the BIS gear that we have in phase 3 today and see the different types of gear that we're going to get. So we'll go ahead. Here's obviously a list. If you haven't been to Wowhead, they have really good BIS lists. That's what people are using these days in TBC. Granted, before I say anything is BIS or anything is an upgrade, let's go ahead and say first off, we're going to cover all different set pieces from Cloak all the way to trinkets. And timestamps will be linked below for the specific part. This might end up being a long video because we have a lot to talk about. So go ahead, look up, skip to what you're concerned with. Secondly, when it comes to saying something is BIS, what we need to take that with a couple grains of salt. You need to sim these things for yourself. I will link the best sim below in the video as well. What may be BIS for someone else or a big upgrade very well may not be for someone else depending on the stats you have. So this is really going to depend. That said, Zul'Aman, or I'm just gonna call it ZA from now on, has a lot of good gear, a lot of gear with armor penetration on it, good stats, and a lot of things that we should be looking for. Definitely worth running this instance. So let's go ahead and look at the drops we can expect to see from this instance. We'll go ahead and start with the Cloak. So for the Cloak from ZA, we've got two different options here. We've got the Cloak of Fiends, and we've got Dory's Embrace. So if we take a look at the Cloak of Fiends, 20 agility, 22 stamina, 25 haste, 46 AP, pretty decent. And then we've got Dory's Embrace with some AP on there, 112 AP, 46 attack power, and 20 critical strike. So not bad at all. This not only drops off a boss, but you can also buy it for badges. So one of the things that's going to become super relevant in this next phase is getting on and running heroics, running Kara, getting as many badges as you can, because a lot of this gear is going to be really good. And it's this, I mean, if you look at the cost here, we've got 60 badges. So that's could take a little bit to farm, but I think you're going to see a lot of people farming this stuff. Where these cloaks stack up in the context of current gear in this phase, we've got Shadowman Destroyer's Cape from Tavern Gorfiend is still the BIS cape, but Dory's Embrace is right up there with it. So you could go ahead and start farming badges now and be able to buy that when ZA comes out in a few days, or be ready to roll on this or try to get this from ZA. So if you guys didn't know, ZA is going to be on a 3-day lockout cooldown, so you're going to be able to do it quite a bit. So a lot of this gear, even though everyone's going to be like, oh my god, I got to go to ZA, and everyone's going to be like super amped up in the beginning, believe me, just go do your runs, roll on, get what you can. Don't freak out too much if you lose a roll. You're going to be seeing a lot of this stuff. You're going to be able to get the gear. It's going to be okay, my fellow warriors. It's going to be okay. So from Cloak, just from a high example, Dory's Embrace is really what we're looking for. Great stats, AP, attack power, and resilience if you pull aggro. So you can't hate on that. Let's move to chest next. So and also, by the way, guys, I'm using this WarCraft Tavern website, which I've never really used before to look at this stuff, but it has a great list of all of the drops, and you can sort them by whose class they're for, as well as melee DPS, warrior, and the specific slot that the item goes in. So this helped me there's a lot of drops from ZA. This helps us go slot by slot and see the different options here. So I'll link this website as well in the description. Go ahead and check it out. There's some good information here. I don't know how informative it is besides what we got going on here. I've never used it, but for this purpose, it's pretty sweet. So that was Cloak. Let's move into the chest. So in chest, we've got two options. We've got the Arrow Fall Chest Guard. Drops from Jan Ale. I'm not even going to try and say these boss names, guys. It's just, I can't pronounce things already. So we go ahead and take a look at these two pieces. The Arrow Fall Chest Guard. We're coming with some agility, stamina, intellect, haste, and attack power. It's okay, I would say. You know, probably better if you don't have anything, or if you're very new coming back, or you're gearing up an alt, go for it. But I'm going to imagine that it's not going to be on the list when we look at these other ones. Especially, here's the good boy one. Bloodstained Elven Battle Vest, 46 strength, 69 stamina. Nice. 35 crit, 161 AP, armor pen. That's not bad at all. I'm going to imagine that this might be on there somewhere. So let's see. No, it seems that so, you know, guys, I think that the Onslaught breastplate is going to be already better. You're coming with set bonuses, gem slots. It's totally not bad at all, and there's already some other pieces with attack power on there. So when we look at Bloodstained Elven Battle Vest, if you've been raiding on your warrior and you already have any of these pieces, probably not going to be as good. But if you're a new warrior coming back, or maybe you don't have some of the set bonuses that these have, this is an excellent piece to pick up. So not the greatest piece in the context of the other gear you can get, but if you don't raid Black Temple, maybe you main a different character and you're just looking to gear up your alt, definitely go for this. And but this is definitely something to keep an eye out on. Probably not something that, even though it looks really good on paper, you know, you really want to be going for the Onslaught. As well as the Midnight Chest Guard as well. Let's go into the boots. So boots, we've got two different options here: the Shadow Hunter's Treads, as well as the Skull Shatter War Boots. Shadow Hunter's Treads, 26 agility, 26 stamina, intellect, 66 attack power, and 105 armor pen. So not terrible at all. I don't know. Like, I hate wearing armor that has intellect on it when I'm a warrior. I don't know. I just feel like, yeah, take it if no one else needs it. But, like, even though it's theoretically good for you, there's probably, like, if you take this over your enhanced shaman, you know, I don't know. You do you, though. And then we've got the Skull Shatter War Boots. These are pretty decent. 29 crit, 2 gem slots, good amount of strength base stats on there. However, are any of these better than what you can get current phase? No. And so, you know, take everything with a grain of salt, guys. I do not know if Wowhead has been fully upgraded to show the ZA loot in these slots where it's relevant. For some of the slots it is, and you'll see that as we keep going through the video. They have added in the ZA gear. However, this announcement kind of came out of the blue. I don't know if Wowhead has had a chance to pivot. If they have, then right now boots are not stacking up to be better than the Dread Boots of the Legion, or the War Boots of Obliteration, or even the Iron Striders of Urgency, something you can get from Kara. I actually have these on my warrior now. So, you know, I think, yeah, if you can get these, grab them. They're not going to be bad at all. These things aren't the greatest boots. However, this is something you'll have a shot to get a couple times a week and plate DPS gear, you might be able to pick these up pretty easily. So new warriors coming back, go for it for sure. But you know, Biss is still Dread Boots of the Legion. Let's go ahead and go to the rings. So in the rings, we really only have one option here, and that's the Signet of Primal Wrath. And if we look at what this is, we've got 58 attack power and 126 armor pen and 28 agility still, all on the same piece. This is a really, really good ring, and I'm going to imagine when we look at the Wowhead list, it's going to be pretty high up there. Yep, right up there is best in slot. You're only really getting beaten out by Stormbrage Signet Ring, but this giving you that 28 agility on top of having 2 offensive stats with that much armor pen, really, really good, guys. So this is 100% something that you want to prioritize in Zul'Aman, as well as something you want to just keep an eye out. Hopefully it's not a super rare drop chance, and we can get our hands on this relatively easily. All right, so that's the ring. Keep an eye out for the Signet of Primal Wrath. Really good. Let's go to the neck. So the neck, we've got one option here: the Savage's Choker, 37 stamina, 25 haste, 50 AP. I'm going to imagine. So haste theoretically sounds great for warriors. You know, oh, I'm going to attack more, I'm going to get more rage. Actually, if we look at our stat overview in priority, not that high, guys. Really not that high. In fact, pretty low. Why that is, you'd have to ask a smarter warrior than me. I just know that, you know, we're really looking for these things first. So a neck giving haste, I'm going to doubt this is in the BIS list at all. And it's not. We're really looking for the Chokel of Endless Nightmares or the Choker of Serrated Blades with the 175 armor pen on that and 70 attack power. Ooh, that is very nice. So anyway, in neck, you know, decent option, but probably not that great. However, if you have a blue or a green or, you know, a tanky neck, then 100% pick this up. It's not terrible. It's just not, you know, the greatest thing. Let's go to the offhand. So here in the offhand, we've got Fury. Fury, a fist weapon. Decent slow speed for whirlwind damage. High base damage, has a socket, 20 hit, 26 attack power. Is this going to be in our offhand weapon? No. There's better options, and you'll see this as well with our main hand weapons. There's no weapons coming out. Let's just check real fast. Yeah, there's no weapons coming out of ZA that at least Wowhead is saying, hey, these are better than what you can get in current phase content. That said, this is undoubtedly a piece that I will go for if it drops because my current weapons are not that great. If you are bringing a warrior online, if you just came back to the game or you're getting an alt geared up, this is an excellent offhand to pick up because look at that speed, 2.6 speed. That's good, healthy whirlwind target damage. Like this is not a bad piece. I mean, obviously, ideally, if you're an orc, you're going to get an axe. Ideally, if you're a human, you're going to get a mace or a sword. But if you don't have access to those things, why not grab a fist weapon? And let's go ahead and check out. Here's the real biz test. Does it look cool? Kind of. I mean, that is up to you if you think that looks cool or not. I think it kind of looks cool. Yeah, that looks cool. Yeah, there's worse looking weapons in the game. It's not my favorite fist weapon I've ever seen in terms of look, but like I have a dream of like being a warrior with two fist weapons and just pumping. And I haven't realized that dream yet, but I hope to one day. And we kind of got to get that dream over with pretty quick because in Wrath we're gonna have double two-handers and they don't make two-handed fist weapons. All right, but yeah, it looks okay. I mean, yeah, I'd probably get this. All right. So that's really the only offhand weapon we're seeing here. It is, you know, Nalarak, 12.54% chance. So we might see a good amount of those. Definitely worth picking up, but it doesn't stack up. You know, obviously worse than a glaive. Obviously worse than a lot of this other stuff you can get to. So, yeah. So going into weapons, a lot of weapons here from ZA. So let's go ahead and take a second. Talk about these. Achilleson's Talon Blade, that's one of the first swords we're getting. 18 haste, 52 attack power, 25 stamina, 95 damage. It's a little too quick, so we're not going to really want that, but it's definitely not terrible if you pick it up. Cleaver of the Unforgiving, again, pretty quick. Parry rating, I personally would not use this. We've got Dagger, the Dagger of Bad Mojo, 1.8 speed, 140 AP and 40 attack power, and 21 agility. This is a high DPS option, but once again, a little too fast for our likings as warriors. We want big, meaty attacks, big bloodthirsts, big whirlwinds. This is going to be too quick for us, but you can meme around with this. I wish faster weapons were good for warriors because I love just the rage gen. It feels so good, feels so natural. Fast, it's fun attacking things really fast, but unfortunately, it's just not going to be that good for us. Heartless. Now here we go. This is a good sword. 2.6 speed sword, 30 stamina, 20 haste, 42 attack power. Not bad at all. Good stats. However, is it going to be something that is going to be better than current phase weapons? No, it probably won't be. Prowler's Strike Blade, another dagger, 42 attack power, 140 armor pen. A little too fast for us, but not bad. Rage, a fist weapon, 2.6 speed. I mean, I think this probably goes with the other fist weapon. It looks cool. They're both 2.6 speeds, so not bad. But is it going to be better than what we can get this phase? Stay tuned and let's find out. And then another dagger, 2 sots and a meta socket on the dagger. That's cool. I wonder if that makes it maybe potentially viable, just given that like you have another meta socket on dagger. I've never even seen that. That's cool, but once again, too fast. So let's take a look at what we got here. Yeah, so we see that there's really none of these weapons are going to be better than what we can get or craft through Dragon Strike or get from like PvP or from like the Blade of Infamy or the Talon of Ashara. So these are not going to be better than current phase, but I think everything from this list should be taken with a grain of salt. That if your guild, like for my guild, we're not doing Morgrim Tidewalker anymore. We're still doing Hyjal, but unless you go into a GDKP and you're ready to throw down 1,000, 2,000, maybe even more gold on some of these other weapons, you might not be able to get these things. So ZA, even though theoretically, yeah, it's not like this sword, like Heartless isn't as good as the Talon. That said, you might not be able to get the Talon unless you go into a GDKP and spend a couple thousand gold, maybe more. So the ZA bringing all of these pieces in on a 3-day reset is going to allow us to fill in slots that we can't get anymore or we're currently lacking with gear. Even though it may not make it to be as good as the Wowhead Bis list, it's still going to be a good piece. And then in terms of like I'm not really going to cover in this guide, guys, where these things drop from. I'm more so just trying to make you aware of the gear, not necessarily who it drops from. But this website I'll link below will have all that information. So if any of these pieces of gear pique your interest, go ahead and check it out. While we're on the topical weapons, there's a pretty good two hands too. We've got Jinkrock, the Great Apocalypse, as well as Trollbane. So some decent two-handers. Nice big axe and Trollbane with some good sockets and good stats, as well as Jinrock, which I would imagine is like the new skin of the original Jinrock from Classic. So that's like a cool looking sword. Definitely, I like having a macro to switch to a two-hand. I'm not sure whether or not in TBC we do that for Cleave still. I think maybe the stats on the one-handers now are high enough to not warrant doing this. But I'll probably do it anyway just for the memes, because at your core, even though it might not be bis, it's fun pulling out a two-hander on trash packs and whipping big numbers with a nice whirlwind, which sweeping strikes now. Ooh. Good stuff. All right, so let's go into the ranged. We've got two different bows here, and you're going to find that one of these is actually our bis bow. So our ancient Armani longbow, and we have a Tuskbreaker, a gun, and a bow. So the ancient Armani longbow, you're getting 38 AP and 126 armor pen on that bow. Really, really strong piece here, guys. This, along with the ring, should be something that is being prioed. And when I say prio, I don't necessarily mean like prio to you. I mean like you going in and saying, I want to look, I want to roll, I want to like, if I'm going to soft res something, it needs to be one of these two pieces. We got Tuskbreaker, 18 haste, 38 AP. Not terrible, but in the context of Armani bow, way worse. So yeah, if we look here, you'll see that this bow from Zul'Jin and Armani longbow is now our bis ranged weapon, beating out really anything else we can get. So this is pretty sweet to see, guys. A bis piece coming from this. So I would definitely, this would be one of my soft res along with the ring and maybe some of the other stuff too as I bring my warrior online here. Shoulders, not a lot in terms of shoulders. We've got the Pauldrons of Primal Fury. We've got 28 agility, 30 stamina, a meta socket, red socket, hit, and 58 attack power. These are not terrible, but when we look at in the context of our list, of our bis list, they do not fall on here in the top 5. You still want to pick up these Onslaught shoulders because with Onslaught, we're trying to not only get the AP, the armor pen that's on the Onslaught set, but reducing the rage cost for execute. Not bad at all, guys. Really good. Let's look at trinkets. Now, trinkets, we have some things are getting shifted a little bit. So we've got the Ancient Cure artifact. This is not a DPS piece. And we got Berserker's Call. What is Berserker's Call? You've probably heard people mention this. Berserker's Call is essentially a better Bloodlust Brooch. 90 attack power and 360 attack power for 20 seconds on use. So where does this fall within our trinket list? So obviously DST, still the best. However, Berserker's Call right beneath it, and an option that, believe me, every melee is going to want this. It might take a few weeks for you to get this. Who knows how much it's going to drop, but a really good option. And one option you might be able to get relatively easily, bringing a new warrior online, is going to be Berserker Call Bloodlust Breach. So, because Tsunami Talisman, like for me personally, and other people might be in this situation, we don't run this part of SSC anymore. We might go do Vosh, but we're not going to do this guy. So this is really out of my reach. And Madness of the Betrayer, everyone wants this trinket, guys. Like, everyone wants it. Have you seen it yet? Do you see it a lot? From my experience and reading like Discord, it's been relatively rare. So, but that varies, guild to guild. So, who really knows? But yeah. So this is just like a really, like, it's good seeing this type of gear coming out, being this far ahead on our BIS list. So that's really it, guys, in terms of the so another thing I'll just cover real quick, guys. But another thing that's coming out too, guys, is the fact that we are getting badge gear, more new badge gear, new stuff to buy with your badges. I'll link this list. There's too much for me to go through here, but just know that if you got a spot in your gear that you've had a hard time filling out, more than likely with ZA coming, there's going to be an option that you can either get from a drop, or a chance of a drop that you're going to be able to run every few days, every 3 days to try and get, or start building badges up to then buy it. So I love that ability to not only go in and be excited about new loot, but also be saving up on the back end, building badges to then spend on gear. I think that's really fun. Gives you a sense of progression even if you're not winning loot. So I'm a big fan of badge gear. That said, everyone, that is it. Today, I really just wanted to go ahead and go over all the different things we've got coming out in ZA, not only for myself to help me understand what I want to look at, but also for you, so we can start gearing up our warriors and getting ready to finish out TBC Classic strong. If you've made it to the end, everyone, please, I just want to say thank you for watching. More videos coming soon. I'd like to make a series sort of in the style of some of the other videos I like to watch online about, bringing my warrior back, maybe a little bit of story-driven content, as well as some new guides coming. So that said, drop a like or subscribe if you don't mind. I really appreciate that. But thanks for watching, everybody, and I'll see you all on the next one. Peace.